So I want to talk about verticality and groundedness regarding string instruments. Verticality would be described as the up-down direction, whatever up-down direction is being talked about or felt in respect to the fiddle or bow. And groundedness is the connection that you have with stable, solid surfaces like the fingerboard, even the bow. Things where you can sort of relax and you'll stay connected to them, almost like you're on flat ground instead of on a rocky terrain or coming at something from an angle so that your grip or your footing is insecure. So in general, you want to feel grounded onto the fingerboard with your fingertips, as in you want the pads of your fingers to be the place that really touches the string and actually touches the fingerboard around the string. When you push the string down, basically the center of your finger will be touched by the string, but the outside edges of your finger will actually touch the fingerboard. And that's a really good way to ground your fingers, to feel the fingerboard underneath the string. If you can do that, you can basically relax your arm and all your muscles from your hand all the way to the back of your shoulder blade and relax all those muscles so you're using the minimum effort needed to ground the string into the fingerboard. Because of course that's all you need to change the pitch. You don't need to have proper finger placement even to push the string down and change the pitch. All you need to do is change the length of string that vibrates. You could do that with anything. I mean, cellists use their thumbs all the time to do that. It's just about grounding the string into the fingerboard to make a new length of string that vibrates. So verticality really helps with that, because if you think about any surface that you touch as a ground, you can think about the direction that you press into the string as being down, or basically perpendicular to a plane. It's really hard to think of perpendicular angles with fingerboards though, because they're curved. So if you think about the shortest route basically from the string to the fingerboard, you'll find that downward angle. And if your fingers can press that downward angle, or drop that downward angle rather, we don't want to like press, right? We want to sort of drop our fingers onto the string, then you'll have a really good grounding with minimal energy again. So basically, because the fingerboard is curved, imagine that the way that your violin fingerboard sees your fingers is coming from above all the time. So it comes from this direction, then this, then this, then this. So your hand actually has to rotate a little bit, or your finger action has to change just a little bit as you're coming from each string to get that verticality down. Now that applies to the bow too. The bow is actually a curved tool, right? If you look down the barrel of it, hopefully your bow will still be curved. You don't tighten it past that point of curve, because actually you'll lose the power that the bow has by being curved. But the hair is straight. The hair is a straight line. We could call this a plane. It's a flat surface that extends. It's also referred to as a ribbon, which I think is really helpful. Literally, bow makers and folks call this the ribbon. It's the ribbon of hair. It's individual hairs, but they link together and they function as one continuous flat plane ribbon. So think of where the bow touches also as having verticality, or pushing down or dropping down basically. Of course, gravity is going to pull everything down towards the ground, or actually, I think it might be pushing everything down from the top. I don't know how gravity works. It's complicated. But basically, think of the bow hair as being the ground. The bow hair is down, and you want to push the bow stick or bend it basically into the bow hair. It bounces like a trampoline. You want that bounce. That'll get you a really good connection with the string. Wherever the bow is touching, wherever the bow hair is touching, the hair is down. So again, based on what the bow sees, pressure-wise, it'll see this. The violin rolls underneath it. So over here on the E string, down is that way, into the fingerboard. Down is this way, into the fingerboard, into the fingerboard. So you'll have a really good connection and groundedness with both hands if you can think that vertical grounding into the place that you're going. This is all about direction of force or vectors. And that really helps me loosen up actually and play as best I can with as loose muscles I can for as long as I can without getting super tired. So I'll play a little something to sort of demonstrate. Look at the bow hair. Fingers are down. New down. Everything goes down, drops down into the violin, and that's going to get the most stable tone that you can get, the best control of the string that you can get, regardless of whether you're doing a shoulder rest, no shoulder rest, whatever you're doing. Always feel that grounding and feel down.